I refer to the plan Lord Voldemort is revolving around me. His plan to have the poor Malfoy boy murder me. The Dark Lord does not expect Draco to succeed. This is merely punishment for Lucius's recent failures. Slow torture for Draco's parents, while they watch him fail and pay the price. In short, the boy has a death sentence pronounced upon him as surely as I have. Now, I should have thought the natural successor to the job, once Draco fails, is yourself. That, I think, is the Dark Lord's plan. Lord Voldemort foresees a moment in the near future when he will not need a spy at Hogwarts. He believes the school will be in his grasp, yes. And if it does fall into his grasp, I have your word that you will do in all your power to protect the students of Hogwarts. Good. Now then, your first priority will be to discover what Draco is up to. A frightened teenage boy is danger to others as well as to himself. Offer him help and guidance. He ought to accept. He likes you. Much less since his father lost favor. Draco blames me. He thinks I have usurped Lucius's position. All the same, try. I am concerned less for myself than for accidental victims of whatever schemes might occur to the boy. Ultimately, of course, there is only one thing to be done if we are to save him from Lord Voldemort's wrath. Are you intending to let him kill you? Certainly not. You must kill me. Would you like me to do it now? Or would you like a few moments to compose an epitaph? Oh, no, not quite yet. I dare say the moment will present itself in due course. Given what has happened tonight, we can be sure that it will happen within a year. If you don't mind dying, why not let Draco do it? The boy's soul is not yet damaged. I would not have it ripped apart on my account. And my soul, Dumbledore? Mine? You alone know whether it will harm your soul to help an old man avoid pain and humiliation. I ask this one great favour of you, Severus, because death is coming for me as surely as the Chudley cannons will finish bottom of this year's league. I confess I should prefer a quick, painless exit to the protracted and messy affair it will be if, for instance, Greyback is involved. I hear Voldemort has recruited him, or dear Bellatrix, who likes to play with food before she eats it. Yes. Thank you, Severus. What are you doing with Potter? All these evenings you are closeted up together. Why, you aren't trying to give him more detention, Severus. The boy will have spent more time in detention than out. He is his father over again, in looks perhaps, but the deepest nature is much more like his mother's. I spend time with Harry because I have things to discuss with him. Information I must give him before it is too late. Information. You trust him? You do not trust me? It is not a question of trust. I have, as we both know, limited time. It is essential that I give the boy enough information for him to do what he needs to do. And why may I not have the same information? I prefer not to put all my secrets in one basket, particularly not a basket that spends so much time dangling on the arm of Lord Voldemort, which I do on your orders. And you do it extremely well. Do not think I underestimate the constant danger in which you place yourself, Severus. To give Voldemort what appears to be valuable information, while withholding the essential, is a job I would entrust to nobody but you. Yet you confide much more in a boy who is incapable of occlumency, whose magic is mediocre, and who has direct connection to the Dark Lord's mind. Voldemort feels that connection. Not so long ago he had one small taste of what truly sharing Harry's mind means to him. It was pain such as he has never experienced. He will not try to possess Harry again, I am sure of it. Not in that way. I don't understand. Lord Voldemort's soul, maimed as it is, cannot bear close contact with a soul like Harry's. Like a tongue on frozen steel, like flesh in flames. Souls? We are talking of minds. In the case of Harry and Voldemort, to speak of one is to speak of the other. After you have killed me, Severus, you refuse to tell me everything, yet you expect a small service of me. You take a great deal for granted, Dumbledore. Perhaps I have changed my mind. You gave me your word, Severus, and while we are talking about services you owe me, I thought you agreed to help keep a close eye on our young Slytherin friend. Come to my office tonight, Severus, at 11, and you shall not complain that I have no confidence in you. Harry must not know, not until the last moment, not until it is necessary. Otherwise, how could he have the strength to do what must be done? But what must he do? That is between Harry and me. Now listen closely, Severus. There will come a time, after my death— do not argue, do not interrupt. There will come a time when Lord Voldemort will seem to fear the life of his snake. For Nagini. Precisely. If there comes a time when Lord Voldemort stops sending that snake forth to do his bidding, but keeps it safe beside him under magical protection, then I think it will be safe to tell Harry. Tell him what? Tell him that on the night Lord Voldemort tried to kill him, when Lily cast her own life between them as a shield, the killing curse rebounded upon Lord Voldemort, and a fragment of Voldemort's soul was blasted apart from the whole, and latched itself onto the only living soul left in that collapsing building. Part of Lord Voldemort lives inside Harry, and it is that which gives him the power of speech with snakes, and a connection with the Dark Lord's mind, that he has never understood. And while that fragment of soul unmissed by Voldemort remains attached to and protected by Harry, Lord Voldemort cannot die. So the boy must die? And Voldemort himself must do it, Severus. That is essential. I thought, all these years, that we had been protecting him for her, for Lily. We have protected him because it has been essential to teach him, to raise him, to let him try his strength. Meanwhile, the connection between them grows even stronger. The parasitic growth. Sometimes I have thought he suspects it himself. If I know him, he will have arranged matters so that when he does set out to meet his death, it will truly mean the end of Voldemort. You have kept him alive, so that he can die at the right moment. Don't be shocked, Severus. How many men and women have you watched die? Lately only those whom I could not save. You have used me, meaning I have spied for you, lied for you, put myself in mortal danger for you. Everything was supposed to keep Lily Potter's son safe, and now you tell me you have been raising him like a pig for slaughter? But this is touching, Severus. Have you grown to care for the boy after all? For him? Expecto Patronum! After all this time. Always. You will have to give Voldemort the correct date of Harry's departure from his aunt and uncle's. When Voldemort believes you so well informed. However, you must plant the idea of decoys. That, I think, ought to ensure Harry's safety. Try confounding Mundungus Fletcher, and Severus, if you are forced to take part in the chase, be sure to act your part convincingly. I am counting upon you to remain in Lord Voldemort's good books as long as possible, or Hogwarts will be left to the mercy of the Carrows. You will suggest to the Order of the Phoenix that they use decoys, polyjuice potion, identical potters. It's the only thing that might work. You will forget that I have suggested this. You will present it as your own idea. You understand, Mundungus? I understand. Sectum Sempra! Could have ever been friends with Gellert Grindelwald. I think her mind's going personally. Lots of love, Lily. Phineas Nigellus. Headmaster, they are camping in the forest of Dean. The Mudblood, don't use that word! The Granger girl, then, mentioned the place as she opened her bag, and I heard her. Good. Very good. Now, Severus the sword. Don't forget that it must be taken under conditions of need and valor, and he must not know that you gave it. If Voldemort should read Harry's mind and see you acting for him, I know. And you still aren't going to tell me why it is so important to give Potter the sword? No, I don't think so. He will know what to do with it. And Severus, be very careful. They may not take kindly to your appearance after George Weasley's mishap." "Don't worry, Dumbledore. I have a plan."